In this video, I'm going to explain to you what law of assumption is and how you can use it in your favor. It is way easier than you think. Welcome to my channel. I am your guardian angel and I'm here to help you live your dream life. So subscribe to this channel. I post about manifestation and law of assumption. So literally it would be a no-brainer to subscribe to my channel and get free manifestation content. Like it's free. Yeah. I also give one-on-one coaching and you can mail me here. My email ID is also down in the description box. You can email me your requirements. I tailor specific guided meditations, subliminals, specific affirmations, specific manifestation techniques and coaching, etc. Just tell me what you need in the email and I'll give you the whole rundown for it. So let's get into this video. What is law of assumption? I have been using this law since I was probably 12 or 13 years old, and I didn't even know that this was law of assumption, but I had been subconsciously using it since years. And then as I grew up, I think I was 20 when I read The Secret. And then I think 2 years later, I came to know about this law of assumption and I literally got good grades. I moved to another country, like moved abroad. I attracted a lot of money. I attracted glow ups several times and I attracted people in my life. Just stuff like everything that I have achieved is due to this law of assumption. And I really want everyone to understand this law so that you can also get your dream life like mine. So, what is law of assumption? Okay. So, law of assumption, when I say it, it sounds so big and complicated, but it's not. It simply is like what I assume to be true is going to manifest in my reality. For example, when I was back in India in last year, and I have made a whole video about how I manifested moving abroad. You can check it out. It's down in the description box. But how I manifested basically is by assuming that I was already in Canada. I wanted to move to Canada since years, but when I was in India, I was like, I am in Canada. I have decided. I have assumed. Assuming is just like, I'm just assuming it. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm assuming that I'm in Canada. And I started to feel it. I started to visualize it sometimes. And I started to like feel that as I was walking, I used to feel that, okay, there are maple leaves near my feet. There is so much snow on the sidewalk. And I'm wearing this thick winter coat and it's so cold. And I'm living by myself. And this was like a lifelong dream for myself. And I started assuming it. And actually, 3 months later, I was in Canada. I really was in Canada. And I manifested the whole flight money. I manifested the whole, like how I got admission. I'm post-graduating right now. So I manifested admitting into a good college. And I'm almost done with my second semester. There are 4 semesters. I'm halfway there already. Like I cannot even fathom the things that I have manifested. I recently manifested my whole rent and my whole grocery this month. Like, how crazy is that? Listen, I'm not bragging when I'm talking about all the things that I have achieved. I'm trying to explain it to you that this law works. And this is why you should be paying attention, okay? So, if this amazing, miraculous things actually exist, then you should be focusing on that. You should be practicing that because you're manifesting no matter what. Even if you don't know what manifestation is, you're always manifesting every second because you always have thoughts, right? And what you think, you are becoming. What you think is becoming real in your future. What you think right now is going to become real tomorrow, next month, next year. Everything is working. It's like a dominoes, you know. So back to the topic, assuming to be true. How do I assume it to be true? I am in Canada right now. Okay? I don't go outside and every time I step on the road and I feel like, oh, am I in Canada or not? Do I check? Do I check that I'm in Canada? Do I Google it like my current location? Where does it show? I know I am in Canada and I assumed it to be true while I was in India and I am in Canada and it became real and in 3 months. That's miracle. That's like a miracle. So when I was back in India and I was not in Canada yet, all I used to do was visualize, affirm, like whatever I would feel like. I would not stick to a routine. I was not setting rules. I'm not taking it too seriously, to be honest. I had no money. There was no way that I could get to Canada because I didn't even know anyone here. I don't know anyone here. Like none of my family members have ever moved to Canada, you know, like that. So I was like, how am I even going to do it? Like, how is that even possible? I abandoned my logic. I was like, how is it going to happen? That is not my problem. The universe will align, something would happen, some magic would happen, and I would get there. I was like, I just assumed. You don't have to think about how it will happen. Forget about it. Just assume it. Like, I am in Canada. That's it. And I started affirming that. I started visualizing that. And whenever doubts would pop up in my head, and obviously doubts would pop up, like it's a very human thing, I would reaffirm it and say, no, but I'm in Canada. No, but I'm in Canada. And I used to do that constantly. And I remember putting a picture on as my wallpaper, like my lock screen was a picture of Canada. So, you can play with it, you can do whatever you want, whatever you feel inspired to do that. If you feel inspired to make a Pinterest board, do that. If you feel inspired to make a vision board in paper form and stick it on your bedroom wall, do that. If you feel inspired to affirm, do that. If you feel like just focusing on your happiness and being in the present moment, then do that. Because everything works. The only one thing that you need to do is assume it to be true. I'm just assuming it to be true. I don't even have to do anything. I don't have to provide proofs. I don't have to figure out how it happened. Keep your mind open. Just assume it to be true and keep your mind open. I remember when I assumed that I am in Canada, suddenly my brother, who was actually against me, my whole family was against me, but my brother came to me and he was like, my company is offering this program, something that you can actually help your sibling move abroad. That is such a miracle. Like, do you think that even happens? And I was like, yeah, okay, sure. I mean, we can do that. And I was like, still, I was not worried that how am I going to get a loan? How am I going to arrange money for flight? How am I going to arrange money for my college fees? Because the colleges in Canada are kind of expensive. I was like, how am I ever going to do that? I did not worry about that logic at all. I just affirmed and affirmed. I was like, I'm grateful. I'm in Canada. I'm happy. I'm in Canada. And I did that. And recently, when I manifested money, I just assumed that my rent is covered. And I have made another video where just for the previous one, how I manifested within minutes. And I was like, I just assumed that my rent is covered. I didn't even assume. I just thought of it like my rent is covered. It feels so nice. I feel so lucky. I feel so grateful. My rent is covered. My whole grocery is covered. Like, wow, I didn't even work for it. Wow, that's a miracle. That's amazing. And that's it. That's all you have to do. And obviously, if you are manifesting something that you think that you are not worthy of, something that you think is so big, nothing is big in the eyes of the universe. Nothing is. $1 million is as important to the universe as like $1. Or as the specific person. Your friend is just as important as the specific person. You are putting this thing on a pedestal. You are thinking, oh my god, this thing is so special and my life is going to change so much and I want this thing so bad, and you're making it so important, and you're feeling like there is no way that I'm going to attract this instantly, and you are making problems for yourself. Just assume it to be true. Just assume it that, oh, he is obsessed with me. That's it. And again, you would have some doubts pop up. You would have questions like, oh, but he doesn't even look at me. Oh, but he doesn't even know that I exist. Oh, but he doesn't even text me or anything. Reject the whole thing. Don't even think about it. Whenever you get it, okay, I'm getting this thought. Okay, affirm it again. But he's obsessed with me. He's obsessed with me, and take inspired action. For example, if you are constantly affirming that he's obsessed with me, and you have assumed it to be true, you don't even have to repeat it, to be honest. A lot of people do, but if you don't, that's fine. If you have assumed, that's it. He is obsessed with me, and go about your day. Do whatever you want to, do whatever makes you feel happy. And suddenly if you feel inspired action, if you feel inspired to like, I really want to go to this coffee shop, and it doesn't make sense because this new coffee shop that opened is like 5 kilometers away from you, and it doesn't make sense to actually travel that long to have a coffee, but you feel like it. So go there, because it is an inspired action. The universe is literally pushing you in the right direction. So inspired action. So take that inspired action, go to that coffee shop, because there you're going to meet him. You're going to bump into him. or maybe you are going to bump into his best friend, and his best friend is going to talk about you, and that, oh, like my friend was actually thinking about you. Anything could happen. Crazy wild things have happened in this world. Stranger things have happened in this world. Anything is possible. Anything is possible, and you're worthy of it. You are worthy of your dream life. Okay, focus on yourself. You are the queen, or you are the king. You are the god of your reality. I know you don't want to believe it. You just want to suppress your powers, but it is true. It is true. So, law of assumption is basically assuming it to be true. And at some stage, you would start feeling like, I know it to be true. Like, I just know. Like, you would not feel, at one stage, you would not feel any doubts at all. You wouldn't even realize it that you have gotten into a state. We call it living in the end, or like living in the end state, like behaving like you already have it. You must have heard that word. So you get into that stage where you don't have doubts, you don't have anything at all. You don't even check 3D. You don't even check your phone that, oh, did he text me at? You're like, he texted me. He's obsessed with me. And it's in that moment that your reality would flip, and you would get confirmation from your specific person. You would get money in your mail, like I had. And you would suddenly, someone would come up to you and tell you that, oh, but what you are thinking of, it's possible. And once you assume, you would want to check your 3D just to see if there is a movement or not. But don't worry, it's a very human thing. Don't beat yourself up over it. But remember that 3D doesn't matter. And why? Because 3D is literally a product of thoughts that you had yesterday. Okay, so yesterday you had shitty thoughts, and that's why you are experiencing something shitty right now. But that's okay. You don't have to obsess over it, because change your thoughts right now, and your future reality would change. So that's why 3D doesn't matter, and you don't have to look for movement, because it is happening. It is already done. Okay, I will make another separate video for it, but right now it is already done. 3D is bullshit. And anything can happen. So that's why please do not sleep on this method. Practice law of assumption. Assume things that you want, and then focus on your happiness. Go about your day. Take inspired action, and boom. It can happen overnight. It can happen within minutes. I attracted money within 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's a miracle. I moved abroad within 3 months. That's a miracle. I did not have any money. Okay? Like I spent 25 lakhs, and I sat in the plane for the first time. I was in a 17-hour flight. I was in Abu Dhabi for an entire night. A miracle. It's a miracle. And I've been living in Canada for 7 months now. My studies are half over. Stranger, wild, amazing, miraculous things can happen. Everything is possible. Believe me. Even if you don't believe, it is true. Strange things do happen. Why would you not use this law of assumption? Like, what do you have to lose? Why would you sit there and, get stuck in your negative thoughts? Start assuming things. I want you to win. I want you to win. You deserve to win, okay? Get in my comment section, practice this law of assumption, and please tell me your results, because I love to see people succeeding. I love to talk to you guys in my comment section. Again, subscribe to my channel. Free, amazing, manifesting content available for you guys at your fingertips. Okay, I will be back with another cool video very, very soon. Till then, okay, bye. Happy manifesting.